There is one characteristic that determines which realtors are going to be successful and which realtors are not going to be successful. It truly is one characteristic, and I'm going to share that with you guys. My name's Jim McCord. I've been a real estate agent for 31 years. 1993 I started. And what is that one characteristic? Well, let me tell you what it's not. It's not how much education you have. It's not how good you are at marketing or how many friends you have or how many people you know. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with your marketing experience, your background, your sales experience, who your parents are, how wealthy or poor, how fat or how skinny you are. It has nothing to do with any of that. What is the one determination? It's what's up here in your head. Most realtors say they're going to try. They're going to get into real estate and try it. The ones who make it know they're going to be successful. There is no doubt in their mind. They're not getting into real estate to try it for a couple years. They're getting in to make it. And those real estate agents make it. Now, there's a lot of ways to make it, a lot of ways to get business, but every real estate agent who gets in with the determination that I'm going to make it, makes it. I'll share with you just a couple things. When I got into real estate back in 1993, I didn't know anything about real estate at all, nothing. And so what I did was I actually didn't call, I went down to our local board and I asked the people at the board who was the number one sales agent last year in 1992. And they gave me his name. I recognized the name. I didn't know him, but I recognized it because he had so many listings around our county. Called him up and let him know I'm getting into real estate and could I take him to breakfast or lunch? And he said, sure. So we had like a 2 or 3 hour breakfast, and I was really impressed with the guy. And I asked him, I said, look, do you mind if I work out of the same office, same company that you are? You know, I kind of want to follow you. And he was happy that I wanted to do that. He didn't own the office. He wasn't a manager. He was just the top agent, not only in the office, but the whole county. And so that's what I did. And I learned a lot from him because we had 4 kids. I wasn't getting into real estate to try real estate. I was getting in to make it. I was going to make it one way or another. So I went to the top, found out what he did, and I did a whole lot of the same things he did, and I was successful. The statistics have been since 1993 that over 80% of newly licensed realtors, no matter what state you're in, over 80% of newly licensed realtors will leave the industry within 2 or 3 years. Now, that 80%, they're trying real estate. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not knocking those people. Those are wonderful people. But they tried it. And that statistic has been true for all 31 years. And it probably will continue to be true for the next 31 years. But the ones who made it, they didn't try it. They got in to be successful. That's the way anyone can determine who's going to make it when they get into real estate and who isn't going to make it. I wrote a book about 8 years ago. It's called The Revolution in Real Estate Sales. It very quickly became a #1 bestseller on Amazon in the real estate category. You can get this book for under $10 on Amazon. But I'll share a couple other ideas. Back in 2001, I decided I wanted to run across America for diabetes awareness. I'm not going to go into all of that, why I did it, but our family's been ridden with diabetes. My dad and my grandfather died of it. We have 2 kids with diabetes, type 1 diabetes. So I decided I wanted to run across America for diabetes awareness, not to raise funds, but to raise awareness how underfunded it is through NIH. Well, I was not a runner. I didn't know anything about running. And I did the same thing I did in real estate. I did a lot of research. I found out who was one of the top distance runners in the country and coaches. Her name is Lisa Smith Batchen. And I met with Lisa Smith Batchen out in Death Valley. She was coaching an incredible guy by the name of Marshall Ulrich. And Marshall ran Badwater 4 times that year. He ran 4 times, 135 miles. Anyway, it was crazy, 2001. But I met with Lisa, and she told me what I needed to do to get in shape. And she told me she would train me, and she was my trainer. And I did exactly what Lisa told me for the next 11 months. And in May of 2002, I started in San Diego, and I ran a marathon a day, all the way across America without one single injury. Now, I wasn't a runner. I didn't know anything about running. There's no way I could have done that if I didn't go to a top coach and teach me how to do that. That is how you learn about whatever it is you want to do. And when you get into real estate, if you say, look, I'm going to try this out. If it works, great. If not, I'll get another career. Well, that's great, but it's not going to work out for you. But if you get into real estate and you say, look, I'm getting into this and I'm going to make it, and you learn from other experienced agents, you will make it. And there's no question about that. There are thousands of examples. Just look in your own market. Like the number one agent in our market, where I am here in Kentucky right now, this lady is phenomenal. She is number one of all companies, makes buku money, and she started in real estate 17 years ago. She was not from Kentucky, nor was her husband. They were transferred here because of his job. She was a flight attendant for the previous 17 years, 16 or 17 years, a flight attendant with an airline. And they had a little girl, and she decided she didn't want to be a flight attendant, be away anymore. So she decided to get into real estate. Well, she didn't try real estate. She got in it to be successful. And she happened to choose the office I was working out of at the time. And I was the number one agent most months in that office. Well, 13 months after this lady joined our office, she was the number one agent. And she continued to be the number one most months those next few years. And now, here for the last 7 years, she has been the number one agent in the entire market, all agents, all company. No sales experience, no real estate experience. She's not from here, no sphere around here. She just determined that she was going to make it. And she took action and she made it. Anyway, like I said, I got a book. What I share in this book is not everything about real estate. It's a very short book. It's less than 100 pages. And what I share is how to get listings. And I'm going to tell you to get listings from people who want to sell right now. Don't be out on Facebook doing pay-per-click. Don't pay Zillow. Don't pay realtor.com. Go after people who want to sell right now. There's two groups of people: for sale by owners and expireds. They both want to sell. You don't have to pay for those leads. They're totally free, absolutely free, and work them every day. I also coach realtors, and I coach realtors, selected realtors I coach at no cost. So if you have an interest in learning why I would coach at no cost and whether or not you could become one of those realtors, I'm going to put my phone number and my email in the description of this video. So click on description, you'll see my phone number. Feel free to call me, text me. We'll set up a time to Zoom. I'll share with you what my coaching program is. I'll share the whole program in about 15 minutes, and you can decide if you want free coaching from Jim McCord or not. But I really enjoy working with realtors. I did this 30 years. And what I do is different than all the other realtors. I got a lot of it in the book. Feel free to go to Amazon and order my book. But you don't want to be like all the other realtors, because like I said, 80% of them don't make it. And that has been true for 31 years. You don't want to be one of the 80%. Decide in your mind that you're going to make it, and then take the action to make it. Real estate's a great career if you work it. Jim McCord. Click on description. Well, like the video, first of all. Subscribe to my YouTube page. You'll see a lot of other videos about real estate marketing, and call me or message me if you want to get on Zoom. I'll share my coaching program with you. You guys have a great day.